Hey guys, Andrew Shea here, the Interim Executive Director with Jake Peering, the Community Director of Common Ground. We gave you guys that email update, what was it, a week ago, and just detailed kind of the sad story, honestly, that we didn't end up in that Oak Lane house that we were bidding on. And I know that came as like a disappointing news to you guys and just something that you're probably wrestling with. Man, we were hoping for that. We've been talking about it for so long that we were gonna move into that house potentially. And I just wanna say, for one, we really gave it everything that we had to get into that space. I mean, you guys gave so extensively over the years to put us in the place where we could actually be in the bidding and the auction for that house. And the bidding just got so high, like I said in the email, it got over $1 million. Eventually, the home actually closed for $1,050,000. And it was getting to a place where we just, couldn't see that we had the funds available or even the valuation of that property to make it a really wise choice. So that was the difficult decision that we were in, going, man, maybe God is leading us in a different direction. And it's not gonna be this house, or maybe it's not gonna be this time with this house. But we've just got to be responsible with the gifts that have been given. So that's when we, cut the bids, and we were in that second position, really waiting to see if it would close, and it did actually close. So you may be in the position going, what's next for Common Ground? What of these gifts that we gave? And I just want to let you know that our passion is reinvigorated, all the more, even as we face these obstacles, because we don't face it like anybody else would face it in a nonprofit. This is a faith-based organization. It's based on trust in God. And I know that all of us kind of look at each other and go, man, this is disappointing. It isn't what we expected, but we believe that God can lead us to another outcome, and that this was possibly a part of a bigger preparation for something that God has for this organization. So right now, we're sitting on a good cash balance, not just for general operating uses, but in preparation for purchasing and acquiring a full-time space. So you better believe that now we actually have the ability, because we've been preparing for that auction, to now prepare for anything else that might come on the market. And anything else that does, we're gonna see it right away and be in a place to make an offer if it actually is the right location. And in the meantime, before we found out that this location actually had closed with that potential buyer, we met with city officials, the city planner, to actually discuss what we were gonna maybe do in that facility. And it was so cool because she mentioned to us, first of all, what that investor wants to do, he may not actually be able to do. Who knows? Oak Lane might come back on the market, maybe even at a discount from what that individual paid. But she said, we want to partner with Common Ground. We want to make sure that if you guys do get a facility, we're fast tracking you guys into all the uses that you might be looking for. So right now we're in dialogue with the city to talk about some lots of land that they have in the neighborhood that's actually city-owned property. Maybe we could temporarily put a trailer on a piece of property and run things through there. Of course, now we're just keeping our eyes open as far as other possibilities in the neighborhood that we could bring before the city, and they could partner with us in preparing a space. But again, all of our attention is still on acquiring that full-time space in the community, embedded there, that can be our ground of operations. Now, even as we're looking toward that, it doesn't mean we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs. I really wanted Jake to share with you guys, just as we've been regathering as Common Ground, inviting the kids back in. Jake, you want to share anything that you guys have been doing?
Hopefully you guys have been seeing on social media, we started back up again, and we even started with a pretty big week. About 4 weeks ago, it was their spring break, so we were able to do some really fun and exciting things every single day of that week. We got to go on a boat, we got to go to the beach, and just so many other little fun things. We then started up our Monday and Tuesday high school and middle school Bible studies, which have been a lot of fun. We've been bouncing around to different locations because obviously we do not have a location right now. But a lot of people have been coming through, opening up their homes and their amazing backyards and facilities that we've been able to use. And that's been super sweet.
Yeah, even at spring break, how many kids did you guys have that first week back?
We had 37 on average come to those events, so that was pretty nice.
After a year of distancing and separation, you wonder, are those connections still staying alive? And then bam, first week to have 37 kids. One of the issues they were actually running into was accommodating all those kids moving around, going to this boat and going, to these homes and these backyards. So we've actually taken the ministry mobile. Jake, do you want to share anything about what's happening?
Yeah, this last week we purchased a van. That just makes things so much easier when transporting all the kids. We can now even just open the doors to so many different mobile ministry opportunities that we're going to be using here in the future.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's a van that we use for long-term trips, camping, surf camp. Obviously, we'll probably be adding another van in the future too, because there's just so many kids involved. But it allows us to, move these kids to some of these different locations, after school, so they can get to Bible study. And in the summertime, we're talking about, and we'll probably share more about this in the future, some programs we're building out that are going to get these kids engaged in all kinds of different activities. Because one of the things we wanted to do is expand their vision beyond just the community, the opportunities that are available, the experiences that are available. And I think this mobile ministry opens that gateway for us. So this is the first time we've ever owned a vehicle in our history, which is pretty amazing with all the things that have gone on. But again, that's just evidence that we're not using the funds that are dedicated to a long-term facility. We're still leaving those funds there and available for the future, but we didn't want to just wait. We wanted to make sure that we were still able to expand this ministry and do things we've never been able to do before. And that's all because of your gifts. Now, for those of you who are donors, we got an event coming up very soon, May 1st. It's the Marketplace. Jake, you want to just share anything about the theme and what we're doing that night? It's going to be a cool night.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. This will be kind of the first ever type of event we've done like this. And we're calling it the Common Ground Market. It's going to be a night where we have 6 families that are a part of Common Ground making different types of food. So you guys are going to show up, you guys are going to get a little punch ticket, and you guys are going to be able to go around, meet some of the families, engage with them, and try some of their delicious food. We'll also be showcasing the van. We'll be sharing a little bit about the future of Common Ground and what's been going on as well. So we're really looking forward to that and really hope that you all can be there.
Yeah, and I mean, this is partially, yes, putting before you the story of what's going on in Common Ground, showing you what some of your gifts have gone to as we look at this van and everything. It's connecting with some of the families that we've been serving. It's so cool that this is really a reflection of the Oakview community, the food. It's going to be delicious food. But at the same time, we want it to be an appreciation, really. I mean, you guys have made everything possible that has happened happen. And I think about, wow, even though we didn't enter into this house at this time, we've never had the capacity to do what we are doing right now, to dream as big as we are, to be able to share the story of what Common Ground is doing with the city officials like we are. And all that's been enabled because there's so many of you who are supporting this ministry, and it's got a bright future. I know all of us, being on the board, representing the board members, we're passionate about this ministry. We're passionate about what God is doing in the lives of these young people already right now, and there's so much more to come. So celebrate with us. I know you can also order takeout. If you're still feeling like you want to be distanced, you're respecting some of those guidelines and measures for your own reasons, you can sign up to just pay for a ticket and pick up some food. I know you'll have some goodies along with that that Common Ground wants to give you. So please sign up for that, and we hope to see you at that event.
Yeah.
All right, great. So check it out. We'll see you there May 1st for the market, the Common Ground Market, and there's so much more to share with you about what's coming in the future.